Hello friends, Marcy here, and as you can see we have a another Esterbrook to share. I wasn't planning on adding this to the line, but the opportunity came up and it was one of those deals that wasn't going to be available for long, so I snagged it. And I just love the texture feel on the Esterbrook boxes. They're quite unique. So as you can see, it does come with a cartridge, and it looks like black ink. Inside the envelope is the little card and a scan to activate your pen. So it's like warranty information. Register it. But look at the gorgeousness here of this acrylic resin. And the name of this model is Petrified Forest. So I'm going to tuck this aside because this does have the converter included that we will be filling today. But isn't that, I want to get close but keep it in focus so you can see, try to see the gorgeous depth of all the colors. And I think it's rightly named Petrified Forest. I have been there, and actually because I travel, I live in Texas, but travel across Interstate 40 quite often over the years, and my husband and I did visit the Petrified Forest in Arizona, and in their bookstore gift shop I purchased this book, and it's really huge. So, but look at those gorgeous colors here. Inside there are just a few pictures that I could share with you. I'll zoom out a little bit. And inside the jacket, there's one. And just flip through and let you see some of the gorgeousness. Look at these logs. And if you go to neighboring gas stations, restaurants, and such, they do sell small pieces for souvenirs elsewhere. You don't have to go to the Petrified Forest gift shop to get your supplies, up to very large pieces that are hundreds and thousands of dollars. Oh, okay. Oops. Got my water there for the ink. Clean up. So I just wanted to share with you a few of the gorgeous colors in here so that you could see how this pen was so rightly named. This one is just beautiful. Anyway, enough of sharing the book, and let's get back to the pen and let's talk about this shape. This is an Esterbrook Estie model in Petrified Forest. It is the same shape and size as the Maui that I have previously shared. It does have a unique cap. It's similar to the Platinum, was it slip and seal? You have to push it in. There's a little cushioned insert in there that keeps the nib from drying out. And I have to get used to capping my Esterbrook Estes when writing, because I'll just put the cap and try to twist, and I cannot. I always have to remember I have to push it on and then twist, which is just that extra protection for your nib to stay moist and not to have it dry out. And speaking of nib, this one is a flex nib. And I got flex fine. As you can see right here on the side, there is a small F, if I can zoom in there. But this is a flex nib, which I do not have in the Esterbrook line. In my Esterbrook pens, the Camden is a medium nib. The Maui is the journaler. No, the Camden is fine. The Maui is a journaler nib that it was a medium nib ground down, a custom grind, ground down to a medium stub, and it's called a journaler. And these nibs are, see there I go, trying to twist without pushing. These nibs are made by Yovo. There's the Esterbrook logo there. All right, let's get into the converter section so we can get ready to fill. And I am going to go flush this nib at the sink instead of using the bulb syringe in a jar. So I shall return. Now, before we actually get the bottle, I'll show you some of my choices. Inside my ink journal, I want to try the Noodler's Antietam, and it's not been inked in a pen. I've only used it for sampling, but I like the color here. I think it would be a very nice fit for the pen matchy-matchy. And I kind of have, oh, and I worked on, this is the chromatography strip that I need to place inside the book. But I worked on bookmarking another page with a sticker here. All right, the Noodler's Cow Pecan is another that I think would be gorgeous with this pen. But it's currently inked in my Pilot Custom A23. A broad nib. I love the broad because that's a great shader. And then back here, I have this whole selection with plenty of decisions. I think I would like the Monteverde Red Velvet with this pen. The J. Urban, and I don't know how to say this, Carube de Chypre, I don't know. Noodler's Southwest Sunset, and then the Monteverde Pumpkin Cake. They're all, I have so many choices just running around, so I'm just gonna have to take turns and try them all. But today I think we're gonna go with the Noodlers. I've pulled my swatch cards as well. I'm trying to decide. So many good choices here that would be beautiful. The Diamine Ancient Copper, Urban Parfum Rose, Diamine Cherry Sunburst, the Guitar Series. This one is a new ink and it hasn't been inked yet in a pen, but I think that would be another gorgeous, gorgeous match. But for today, I want to go with a darker ink and do some Noodler's Antietam. Shall we? Get busy. So when we write it out, we'll just change our mind and find a new ink to use. And before I do insert the converter, I'll let you see it does have the Esterbrook name logo on the silver band around. It's kind of hard to get with the glare from my light. It is not a screw in, it's only a push in. All right. Plunger down. And here we go. And I really don't need quite the full fill, since I plan on just experimenting with this ink in this pen. And then writing, oh, I lifted it up to see what I was doing and I could hear the bubbles. Got a few bubbles in there. But we can get it used up and experiment with a new color. All right. I do want to cap that while I'm cleaning up because I don't want any mishaps ruining that gorgeous nib before it even has a chance to perform. All right, we're just going to write on some Rhodia dot grid pad, and let's see if I can arrange this where you can get a good visual without blur, because I know my hand tends to blur the writing. Let's see. That's pretty. So for fine nib, this is pretty wet, but again, we are using a Noodler's ink, and they tend to be wet enjoy, oops, it's not April. It hasn't been April for 7 days, and look at me. I do enjoy writing with the Noodler's inks. I've only had one that I've not been satisfied with the performance, and it was, I think it was called Noodler's Red Fox, and it feathered terribly on the Tomoe River paper. All right, and we have a new Esterbrook Estie in Petrified Forest. With a flex fine, so I'm going to have two F's there, one for the flex and one for the fine. Our ink is Noodler's. It's just gliding over the paper. I'm writing so quickly. Antietam for a fine nib. It seems to write quite like a medium. I don't really hear any. There we go. On the horizontals, I can hear just a little bit of feedback, but it is very comfortable. And I'm very pleased with this ink so far. So just to compare it real quick to an Esterbrook, that this one is a medium because it is the flex. I'm sorry, it is the journaler medium. Okay. Medium stub. So yeah, the flex fine does perform very much like the medium. Now let's try flexing a bit. Can you see that? Or do I need to get a little closer? That gorgeous